They asserted that he had lost his status and that the throne was vacant. Following Kendrick Lamar's relentless lyrical barrage and a year filled with viral critiques, it appeared that Drake was finally done for. However, with the release of What Did I Miss?, he turned the tables and proved everyone wrong in a twist of poetic irony. By the way, welcome to Celebrity Hip Hop Showroom, where hip hop and celebrity drama never sleep, so hit that subscribe button so you never miss the mess. Let's get into it. Despite a week packed with significant releases, Kendrick Lamar collaborating on another powerful track from Let God Sort 'Em Out, Justin Bieber making an unexpected return, and BLACKPINK launching a highly anticipated global single, it is Drake's What Did I Miss? That continues to dominate the iTunes and Apple Music USA charts. Number 1. So, let that sink in. This was not how things were expected to unfold. Recent discussions suggested that Drake was washed up. The narrative on social media painted a different picture. Memes mocked his decline, Twitter threads analyzed his fall, and articles indicated that his cultural relevance was waning, that his vulnerability had grown tiresome, and that he had run out of creative ideas. And yet, here we are. The numbers tell the story. What Did I Miss? Didn't just enter the charts, it took over. From the moment it dropped, it soared to the top of Apple Music and iTunes, holding its position for days, undeterred by the competition from some of the biggest names in the industry releasing music at the same time. And the irony? What Did I Miss? Wasn't marketed as a major comeback single. There was no accompanying documentary. It wasn't teased for months or strategically leaked. There was no label-driven promotion. No forced virality. Just a song, one that rose to the top solely based on its own merit. What makes this even more impressive is the context of the competition. Kendrick Lamar's recent feature on Clips's Chains and Whips was not only critically acclaimed, it broke Spotify records, sparked online discussions, and solidified his victory lap following the most publicized rap feud of the last decade. Any reasonable fan would have expected Kendrick's momentum to carry his release straight to the top. Justin Bieber, returning from a hiatus and amidst speculation about a new album, released a polished and emotional single that resonated with his fans, rallying the Beliebers in large numbers. Meanwhile, BLACKPINK remains a global phenomenon. With a dedicated international fanbase and a distinctive blend of pop, dance, and trendy branding, their latest single appeared poised to be a chart-topping success. However, none of them managed to unseat Drake from the top spot. What Did I Miss? Is a captivating track that doesn't aggressively vie for your attention. It doesn't depend on catchy hooks or follow current trends. Instead, it showcases Drake in a way we haven't seen in a while, calm, reflective, and intentional, yet still edgy enough to remind listeners of his persona. There's a sense of maturity and seriousness, suggesting he has absorbed the criticism and chosen to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. He doesn't shout or plead, he simply speaks. He opens the song with a hint of amusement in his voice, as if he's aware of the surrounding chatter but remains unaffected. While he doesn't directly address his rivalry with Kendrick, the tension from that conflict is palpable in every line. They thought I tapped out, I just tapped in / now look who runnin' back to ask him. It's not a rebuttal, it's a reminder. The production is minimal, moody, and focused, creating an atmosphere that allows Drake's voice to take center stage. There's no excess or guest appearances, just him. And perhaps that's what listeners needed. In a time when everything feels overwhelming, Drake's decision to simplify, to quiet the noise and communicate directly, resonated more than anyone expected. The title, What Did I Miss? Carries its own weight. It's not merely a rhetorical question, it challenges the dominant narrative. Drake asserts, while you were busy dismissing me, you overlooked who built the very foundation you're standing on. This attitude may seem arrogant, but it's a confidence that is well-earned. Fans have noticed a change in tone. Online conversations highlight that the song captures the essence of Drake's era during If You're Reading This It's Too Late, not necessarily in sound, but in its overall vibe. It feels cold, confident, and authoritative. The emotional detachment in the lyrics allows them to resonate more profoundly. This is a Drake who no longer feels the need to explain himself. He's been doing that for 15 years. So, what has been overlooked? Many seem to have missed that Drake continues to influence culture. Despite facing public criticism, people still listen to his music, purchase it, and elevate it above the noise. Whether it's due to loyalty, artistry, or something deeper, his audience remains steadfast. They've simply been waiting patiently. Now, let's look at the numbers. Achieving top spots on both iTunes and Apple Music is a significant accomplishment. These rankings reflect actual sales and streaming data, indicating true engagement, rather than just curated playlists. It's one thing to trend on social media, it's another to capture attention on platforms that truly reflect listening habits. On Apple Music, What Did I Miss? Quickly climbed to the top in major cities. From New York to Atlanta, Houston to Toronto, and Los Angeles to Miami, Drake's name surged back to the top of trending charts. It even saw an unexpected rise in international markets, particularly in the UK and South Africa, where fans connected with the song's nuances. This influence was not just local, it was global. Despite the song's understated vibe, the surrounding energy is undeniable. Drake hasn't engaged in his typical promotional efforts. No major interviews, viral stunts, or club appearances linked to the track. In fact, his silence seems to amplify the song's impact, suggesting he believed it would resonate more than any marketing strategy. This approach stands in stark contrast to the chaos of his rivalry with Kendrick, where every lyric, post, and action was closely examined in real time. What Did I Miss? Feels like Drake has completely stepped away from that battlefield. He's no longer participating in the game, he's exited the arena. Some might argue that chart performance doesn't equate to cultural relevance. However, this song is far from insignificant. It underscores a broader tension between his public perception and the reality of his influence. While some in the culture may have dismissed him, the listeners, those streaming, downloading, and replaying his music, have not. This is where it gets complicated. If a track like What Did I Miss? Can still dominate the charts amid tough competition, what does that say about Drake's position in the music landscape? He may not be the most exciting rapper at the moment, nor is he taking the biggest risks. But he remains consistent, relatable, and continues to enjoy unwavering listener loyalty. In a recent conversation among industry experts, an unnamed A&R representative shared with a blog, Drake's success isn't just about the buzz, it's about the trust people have in him. They count on him to deliver something worth revisiting. That's a rare quality. This trust seems to remain intact, even as perceptions of him shift. It's also crucial to acknowledge his approach. Drake could have waited to release a single during Kendrick's dominance, BLACKPINK's return, or Bieber's revival. Instead, he opted to launch it right in the midst of the turmoil, and somehow came out unscathed. This isn't just luck, it's intuition. This underscores a key reality: Drake still knows how to read the moment. He recognized that amid the chaos, people would crave some clarity. In a world filled with extravagance, something solid would stand out, and he provided exactly that. As the week unfolds and more music drops, the question remains, can What Did I Miss? Keep its top spot? It might. It might not. However, the fact that it has already surpassed some of the year's most eagerly awaited albums speaks volumes about Drake's lasting appeal. It's not just about maintaining the top position, it's about knowing how to reclaim it when it matters. And that's precisely what he did. He didn't shout for attention. He whispered. And the whole world listened. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.